Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this Thirsty Thursday, December 14th, 2023. Coming live from the palatial Black Trolley as my son's in speech class, and we're going to have a half hour. Let's do some sports talk. So let's get it done. Week 15 in the NFL schedule is upon us. It's flying right by. We're almost at Christmas time. Tonight's actually the last night of Hanukkah. So the great words of Adam Sandler. Last week it was the first night of Hanukkah. Last Thursday, now it's the last night. It's the last night of Hanukkah, the eighth and final night. So put on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah. But as you all know, or at least I've said it a few times, Jewish holidays, we start at nighttime at sundown and they end at sundown. So tonight is the final night of Hanukkah, but it doesn't officially end until sundown tomorrow on Friday, December 15th, around 4:30, because it gets dark very early nowadays. Hopefully it's not as bleak and dark in the near future after we get past winter. We have a little more sunlight. But it's the last night of Hanukkah, last candlelight. My little boy LJ, about to be 4 years old, with a Sonic-themed birthday party, and he's excited to light the last candle. And he's like, where's the presents? He wants presents every night. When I try to explain to him, we have a lot of Christmas presents coming up, and then 3 weeks later is his birthday, so he's got a lot of great things to look forward to. But the last night of Hanukkah, a lot of fun things. We'll quickly run down a few things before we do our picks for Week 15 of the NFL schedule. The new Willy Wonka movie starts tonight. It debuts in the Cinemark and all the movie theaters. Officially comes out everywhere tomorrow with Timothée Chalamet. They just had the Golden Globe nominations, and he got a nomination. So looks like a fun movie. Hugh Grant as the Oompa Loompas. Oompa Loompa Doopity-doo. I've got another question for you. You will live in happiness too, like the Oompa Loompa Doopity-doo, doopity-doo. My daughter was an Oompa Loompa for her kids' theater play last year, so she's a big fan of that, so we look forward to the Willy Wonka movie. Next week is going to be the new Aquaman movie with Jason Momoa, who recently hosted Saturday Night Live, and that will be coming out next Friday the 22nd. And speaking of Saturday Night Live, tonight they're going to have special the best Christmas sketches for Christmas season, so we're looking forward to that. I think that's 9 o'clock on NBC, so check that out. The NBC Saturday Night Live SNL Christmas special. But Saturday at 11:35, Saturday Night Live brings back one of their best castmates in recent years, Kate McKinnon, who was just in the recent Barbie movie. You can watch the new Barbie movie start on HBO Max this weekend, so looking forward to that. Didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters, but looking forward to see the Barbie movie this weekend. It's supposed to be a great movie. Got tons of Golden Globe nominations. They were the leader of the pack, and the other half of Barbenheimer, Summer with Oppenheimer, got a ton of Golden Globe nominations. It looks like they're going to get a lot of Oscar nominations as well. The Christopher Nolan great movie, the guy who did all the Batman movies, and he's such a great director. So Kate McKinnon, who was in the recent Barbie movie, Kate McKinnon's going to come back, longtime cast member of Saturday Night Live. She'll be hosting Saturday Night Live with musical guest Billie Eilish, great musician, and does a lot of her own songwriting with her brother Phineas, and they won an Oscar, I think, just a year or so ago for the James Bond song, No Time to Die, so that'll be good. So Kate McKinnon hosts Saturday Night Live this weekend. Also, we're going to quickly rattle off some fun things in our area. Sal Vulcano from Impractical Jokers. He's afraid of kitty cats if you watch the show. He'll be performing live his stand-up comedy at the FM Kirby Center. Last year we saw other funny man who recently left the Impractical Jokers. The hilarious Joe Gatto. Now it's Sal Vulcano. It was supposed to be in October. I wouldn't be able to go because it was on a football Friday for the high school football games that I cover. But unfortunately, it worked out for us. But unfortunately for FM Career Research, they had some flooding situations. So now it's been moved to this Saturday, December 16th at 7 p.m. in Wilkes-Barre. So that should be fun. Sal Vulcano from the Practical Jokers doing this hilarious stand-up act. And then the next day, on Sunday, December 17th, this looks like a great one. They show it every night besides Elf. Christmas Vacation from 1989 came out 34 years ago. Same age as Taylor Swift, who just had her 31st birthday yesterday, and they had a big party. And Travis Kelce, her boyfriend, just turned 34 as well. So December 17th, this Sunday, Chevy Chase, who just turned 80 years old in October. Hopefully he's okay. I heard something that he fell off the stage like last week. He's been doing, they show the Christmas Vacation iconic movie. I think it's supposed to start around 5 p.m. at the FM Kirby Center in Wilkes-Barre the night after the Sal Vulcano comedy show. And then after the movie, they do a live Q&A with the legendary funny man Chevy Chase. So that'll be fun for all you Christmas Vacation fans. So Sal Vulcano on Saturday night, 7 o'clock, and then 5 o'clock, Chevy Chase in the Christmas Vacation movie. Chevy Chase will be live in Wilkes-Barre. He was in Philadelphia just a couple weeks ago for Rocky Day with Sylvester Stallone and took pictures with Rocky, with Sylvester Stallone by the Rocky statue. So fun things happen at the FM Kirby Center this weekend. I also want to give a quick shout out to the Dallas High School football team. They did lose 16-14 to Aliquippa in the state championship game last Thursday. We were rooting for them, but they had a great season. Congrats on an amazing run. State runner-ups for high school football in Class 4A. Had amazing wins, with undefeated 10-0 the regular season, were district champions after beating Valley View, and then won a couple of big-time state playoff games against Bonner Prendy and against Bishop McDavid, who won the state championship last year. And Aliquippa was legit. Like, they had superstar players, who some of them are juniors, early commits to Penn State. James Franklin, the Penn State head coach, was on the sidelines. So, yeah, they've had Tony Dorsett, Mike Ditka. They've had a legendary program, Aliquippa by Pittsburgh area. But so they're a great program. They deserve to win the championship. But congrats to Dallas High School and head coach Rich Manello and all those kids who worked so hard. And the community rallied behind them. What a great run they had. Congrats on a great run to the state championship game last Thursday. So want to give a shout out to that. The other quick thing, we're going to rattle off a couple of things here before we do our football picks. College bowl season, there's like a million college bowl games. They never end. But before we get to the college football 14 playoff, next year will be expanded 12-team playoff. It'll be on January 1st this year for New Year's Day, where you have Michigan versus Alabama and Washington versus Texas. But the college bowl games start this Saturday, so check them out. There'll be millions of college bowl games. I think it's Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy in New York City last week. Superstar quarterback from LSU a few years ago, Joe Burrow, who's become a superstar quarterback in the NFL for the Bengals. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery with his wrist surgery. Their backup quarterback's doing pretty well with the Bengals. So Joe Burrow now is now joined by Jaden Daniels, the LSU star quarterback, with the Heisman Trophy winner, very deservedly so. And then Army won a close, hard-fought game against Navy in their big-time showdown. Army-Navy, great pageantry and patriotism in that big rivalry at Gillette Stadium, at the Patriots Stadium. So a lot of great things. And then the Baby Penguins, they won last night 4-1 at home. They'll be back at home this Saturday at 6 p.m. at Mohegan Sun Arena, KC Plaza in the WB. So go Baby Pens. Pittsburgh Penguins won, I think, the other night against the Coyotes. 2 nights ago, they won 4-2. They won 4-3 against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal. They're having a dad's trip where they're going on the road trip with their sons, and the Flyers are doing the same thing. It was a nice win for the Pittsburgh Penguins last night and the Baby Penguins. And the Baby Penguins will play again Saturday night at home in Wilkes-Barre, so check them out. We saw Tux and Frankie in the morning, the Penguins mascot Tux, and Santa Claus and his elves, and giving out candy canes at Grotto Pizza this Tuesday night, past Tuesday night at Harvey's Lake Grotto Pizza. That was a fun time with the kids. So basketball, hockey, college football bowl season is upon us. Baseball, MLB, hot stuff. Show me the money. And Shohei Ohtani got Show Me the Money. 10 years record, $700 million, signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So he stayed in LA, but not with the Angels. And a lot of Blue Jay fans thought he was coming to Toronto. Those reports were false. He's going to be on the Dodgers. They win a lot of games. They usually choke in the playoffs, but they got to get it done now with all the money they're spending. Even though he won't be able to pitch this year, won't be able to pitch till 2025, but be a superstar DH. The jersey sales are out the window for Fanatics.com. Everyone wants to get a number 17 Dodgers jersey, and Joe Kelly will have to give up that number 17 on the Dodgers. And they're still trying to get the star Japanese pitcher, who the Yankees are right now, supposedly still the favorites to get. The Mets are in there. The Dodgers want to get it. And they do, even though it's 10 years, $700 million, they have some freedom because, they have Bobby Bonilla Day, $1 million every July 1st. For like the last 30 years that will finally end in another decade or so. Well, he's only going to get $2 million a season because he makes like $40 million in endorsement deals off the field, way more than any other baseball player, Shohei Ohtani does. And then he'll make $2 million a season for the first few years of that contract. And then for like the next 10 years, after he's already done playing, from like 2034 to 2043, he'll make $68 million a season. So forget $1 million a year for Bobby Bonilla Day. When that ends, it'll be Shohei Ohtani Day. He'll be making $68 million a year. So a lot of it's deferred money, but it's still a $700 million contract, but it gives them wiggle room. They can still trade players and sign star players. They're trying to get Tyler Glasnow from the Tampa Bay Rays, a star pitcher. Still going after Yamamoto, as the Yankees are. The Yankee Hot Stove is going to be on Yes Network tonight at 6:30 on the Yes Network. But Ohtani is going to be with the LA Dodgers. That'll be exciting. Maybe get a Dodger-Yankee World Series because the Yankees, of course, trade for Juan Soto, the superstar. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year, but superstar 25-year-old would go to pair up with Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and Gleyber Torres. And they also got Alex Verdugo for the Red Sox. So you might get a Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman on the Dodgers, Mookie Betts, who's supposed to be the second baseman this year. superstars galore of Yankees-Dodgers. So maybe we'll get a Yankee-Dodger World Series, fingers crossed, like we had back in the day with the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Yankees every year with Jackie Robinson and Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. And then the last time it happened was 1981 with the Yankees losing to the Dodgers. And then, of course, in the late 70s, 77 and 78 with the crazy Bronx Bombers with Reggie Jackson and Thurman Munson and all those great Yankees beating the Dodgers back-to-back years in 77 and 78. So, a lot of hot stove stuff. Still top free agents to be signed. Two-time Cy Young Award Blake Snell still available. Jordan Montgomery. I'd love to see the Yankees get him if they don't get Yamamoto. Reunite with him with the Yankees after helping lead the Rangers to the World Series. Great pitcher along with Nathan Eovaldi. Of course, the Japanese superstar pitcher Yamamoto is going to get big bucks. Reese Hoskins, formerly of the Phillies, he'll sign somewhere. And Cody Bellinger, will he come back to the Cubs? Will the Blue Jays get him? San Francisco Giants just got a star player from the Korean Baseball League. So yet to be seen. It's a lot of hot stove, but Shohei Ohtani is a Dodger and Juan Soto is a Yankee. So a lot of big stuff, and we'll see what happens. So we talk baseball, we talk basketball, hockey, college football bowl games, Heisman Trophy, and now, in the words of the late, great Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight, my little son LJ wants to watch all the Batman movies. I love watching. Now we watched Dark Knight, we watched The Dark Knight Rises, now we're watching Batman Begins today. Before school, we'll watch it when he gets out of speech class, and here we go. So, week 15 of the NFL schedule. It's flying right by. Only 3 weeks left of the regular season. We have a Thursday night game. We have a triple header on Saturday all on NFL Network. And then we have 7 early 1 o'clock games on Sunday. And then we have 4 p.m. late afternoon games. And then just 1 Monday Night Football game. So we had the doubleheader this past Monday. So Thursday Night Football, 8:15 tonight on Amazon Prime Video. We have the Chargers at the Vegas Raiders. I'm going to go with, this is a tough one to call. I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I would have went with the Chargers, but Justin Herbert now is out for the season. He had to get surgery. I think he injured his finger or something on his, I guess on his throwing hand. He's out for the season. If he was healthy, I would definitely go with Herbert. But the team is dysfunctional and struggles without him. I think their head coach Staley is going to get fired at the end of the year. But now I think the Raiders are up in the air with who they're going to play. But their rookie quarterback O'Donnell, I trust him more than the Chargers backup now that Justin Herbert can't play. If Justin Herbert can play, I would have went with them. But the Vegas Raiders at home, I think it's going to be an ugly game. But I'm going to go with the Raiders. They lost an ugly game 3-0 to the Vikings last week, where no one wanted to score. It was just like me in high school. I couldn't get any dates. They couldn't find me in the yellow pages. I know everyone looked at me like I was invisible. But the Raiders lost 3-0 last week. I think they'll bounce back against a bad Chargers team without their star quarterback. Raiders are going to win 16-13 over the Chargers today at Thursday Night Football. Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit have the call. Then Saturday for the triple header on NFL Network. All 3 games on NFL Network, 1 p.m. The Vikings, who now decided to bench Joshua Dobbs, they will have McMullins be their quarterback at the Cincinnati Bengals, who keep winning games. They find a way to win games even without Joe Burrow out for the rest of the season. Their backcourt's playing pretty well. They still have Jamar Chase, still have a pretty good defense, and they're finding ways to win. They were able to win the last couple of games very impressively. They were able to beat the Colts last week. They were able to beat the Jaguars when Trevor Lawrence got hurt the week before, but Trevor Lawrence came back even with the high ankle sprain, still could play. Kenny Pickett, for some reason, still can't play. They have to rely on Mitchell Trubisky, who played horrible when they lost to the Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals back-to-back weeks with teams that had 2 wins that were massively under 500. So Vikings at the Bengals, both 7-6 teams. I'm going with the Bengals at home to win. I think their backcourt is doing just enough. He's not going to make too many mistakes. Vikings are all up in the air at quarterback. Joshua Dobbs has been benched, as I said. I just think the Vikings, even though they have Jefferson back at receiver, though he hurt his chest last week after he came back with a hamstring, I'm going to go with the Bengals to beat the Vikings. Close game, 20-13. Bengals at home over the Vikings. Stay in the thick of the playoff race. So a lot of teams jumbled up at 7-6 coming to this week. 4:30 p.m. Pittsburgh Steelers, my white Steelers at the Colts, 2 7-6 teams. I'm going to go with the Steelers here. I don't have a ton of confidence in it, but I'm going to say the Steelers, after losing 2 games in a row at home, I still call it Hydesville Acrisure Stadium. Maybe it'll help them to go on the road, and they have to bounce back. Mike Tomlin's always saying this: we set the standard. Well, right now the offense is sticking up, even with Matt Canada being fired. They were doing pretty well with Kenny Pickett, though he's still, I don't think, is necessarily the answer. He's been mediocre, but you'd rather have him out there. So I think if Trubisky struggles in the first half, you got to have a quick trigger to pull him and go with Mason Rudolph, because at least maybe he can get the ball down the field. But I think the Steelers have enough pride, because if they lose again, lose 3 in a row, go to 7-7, then they're in danger of breaking his streak of never having a losing season. It is like 16 plus years as the head coach of the Steelers. So I'm going to say the Steelers and Tomlin get the guys ready to play. It'll be an ugly game. They'll find a way to beat the Colts, even though on the road it's not going to be an easy task. I'll go with the Steelers, low-scoring game, but I think they have enough pride after getting embarrassed, losing to the Colts after losing to the Cardinals and the Patriots last 2 weeks at home. Steelers go on the road and they win. I'll go with a real low-scoring game here. I'm going to go 13-10 Steelers over the Colts. A really low-scoring game. Boswell with the game-winning field goal. 8:15 p.m. primetime on NFL Network. The Broncos at the Detroit Lions. Lions need to bounce back after playing like garbage against their division rival, the Bears. The Bears. And the Broncos keep finding ways to win games. They're still in the thick of things. Congrats to Russell Wilson and his wife, Sierra, having another child together, the beautiful baby. But the Broncos, they found a way to win last week. They also tough one the week before the Texans. I'm going to say the Lions at home in Detroit find a way to get it done. It's not going to be easy, but I think they'll find a way to beat the Broncos. Broncos have been playing better with Wilson at quarterback and Sean Payton. The offense, the defense playing pretty well, but I think the Lions at home will bounce back. Dan Campbell will motivate this team to win after they embarrassed against the Bears last week. Lions over the Broncos. I'll say it's a little bit of a high-scoring game. I'll say 30-23. They win by a touchdown at home in Detroit. So now for the 7 early 1 p.m. games on Sunday, December 17th, we're going to have Falcons at Panthers on Fox. Go with the Falcons here. They lost to the Bucs last week. They're still the thick of things in a horrible NFC South division. Someone's going to win that and get a home playoff game, win the division. We're probably under 500 this year. I think the Falcons bounce back. Panthers only have one win this year. They already fired their head coach. Their young top draft pick, Bryce Young, has been struggling. I'm going to go with the Falcons to beat the Panthers. Ugly, close game. Don't have much faith in Desmond Ridder or Taylor Heineke in the Falcons offense. I'll say the Falcons beat the Panthers. I'll go with 23-13. They win by 10 on the road in Carolina. The Bears at the Browns on Fox at 1 o'clock. I'll go with the Browns here. They're finding ways to win even without Deshaun Watson for the season. Joe Flacco, he's found the youth. Who knows if they can keep it up? But they're finding ways to win. And Joe Flacco's playing as well as he did back in the day with the Ravens when he was a pretty top quarterback. He never was great, but was a very solid quarterback. And he's got him off basically sit on his couch, and he's playing very well. I say the Browns are already 8-5. Myles Garrett's playing through some pain, but I think they'll get it done against the Bears, who've been very consistent with Justin Fields and DJ Moore. I say the Browns at home in Cleveland will beat the Bears. I'll go with 26-20. They win by 6 points. Then 1 o'clock on CBS, we have the Bucs at the Packers. I think the Packers bounce back from a bad loss on Monday Night Football. They scored a go-ahead touchdown late, but they gave up the winning field goal right at the buzzer with Tommy DeVito, who keeps winning games, doing his Italian moves and all that, and he has the funny agent with the hat on, and people make soprano memes and all that. But Packers got Tommy DeVito on Monday night. I think the Packers and Jordan Love will find a way. They finally... Matt Fleur lost his first ever game in the month of December, but as a Packer coach, I think the Packers even up the record 7-7. Bucs, Baker Mayfield, who's also about to have a baby. I think Joe Abraham, the Bucs won last week, but they're still inconsistent. I think the Packers at home will get it done. Just a little bit more firepower. Jordan Love will bounce back. I'll go with 20-17. They win by 3. Packers at home on CBS. 1 o'clock on CBS. My Jets 5-8. It's a miracle. Hallelujah. They crushed the Houston Texans 30-6 in a big upset last week in MetLife Stadium, or Aaron Rodgers is called JetLife Stadium. Aaron Rodgers still possibly could play maybe next week against the Commanders. I still don't know if he's going to ever get in this year, coming back from the Achilles. But Zach Wilson, there's a miracle. They claim he's going to get traded anyway at the end of the season. After being benched and didn't want to come back in and play and all that, and maybe being scared he was going to get hurt. He actually was Offensive Player of the week. The AFC and the NFC was Tommy DeVito, the 2 New York quarterbacks. The Jets at the Dolphins, who lost a heartbreaker on Monday Night Football, where they were up by 2 touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans with just 4.5 minutes to go. And Will Levis, the rookie quarterback who was snubbed in the draft, got drafted later than expected, led them to a victory. Big collapse for the Dolphins. I watched a lot of it, rehashed it on Hard Knocks, in-season Hard Knocks on HBO Max every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Check that out. And then this upcoming Tuesday will be 9 o'clock Hard Knocks, 10 o'clock the last episode of Real Sports with Brian Gumble. After 29 great years, they'll be finishing up. But I still think Miami at home, Tua has been a little sloppy with the ball with the turnovers. They'll find a way to bounce back. They'll be angry, mad as heck, not going to take anymore. I don't think Zach Wilson will play as well as he did last week. The Jets' defense, I think, will be competitive, but the Dolphins still too much firepower if Tyreek Hill's healthy and their star running back and all that. And Mike McDaniel's got that offense clicking, but they lost a bad game against the Titans. So the Jets, if they stay in it late, they have a chance. So you say there's a chance, but I think the Dolphins find a way to win, prove to 10-4 as the Bills are nipping at their heels in the AFC East division. I think the Dolphins beat the Jets. I'll go with 27-13. It's close for a little while. They pull ahead late. The Dolphins win 27-13, even though I'd love my Jets to win and Aaron Rodgers come back with a chance at the playoffs, but I don't see that happening. 1 o'clock on Fox. Giants at Saints, 5-8, 3 wins in a row. Tommy DeVito keeps getting it done. He keeps getting it done. He's going to beat the Saints. I think the Saints have been struggling. He's going to go on the road to New Orleans. Giants going to get a big win. I'll go with the Giants. 20-17, win by 3 points on the road against the Saints. They win these low-scoring games. The Giants get it done. They can't win in a high-scoring shootout, but they can win a low-scoring game. Giants win. They're 4th in a row under Tommy DeVito. Maybe he'll be the new quarterback instead of Daniel Jones, but he comes back next season. Texans at Titans. I think the Texans come back, especially if C.J. Stroud can come back from the concussion protocol. Texans bounce back from a bad Jets loss. Texans will win that game 23-13. They win by 10 points on the road in Tennessee. Chiefs at Patriots was supposed to be the Monday night game. It's been flexed out. Taylor Swift will probably be in attendance, maybe Gillette Stadium in New England. Bill Belichick supposes he's going to get fired at the end of the season or let go. They supposedly come out with that. So after 24 great years and 6 Super Bowls, he's out the door. And Tom Brady officially won that divorce. We'll see if he coaches elsewhere at 72 years old next year. Chiefs, usually that game would never get flexed out. Usually would be a great rivalry. The Patriots, of course, had the nice win over the Steelers, a bad loss for the Steelers. Chiefs lost a tough one against the Bills last week with the crazy controversy where he was offsides, the receiver Tony, and all the drop passes. But I think Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce will get it done against a bad Patriots team. Got to be able to beat a horrible team like that. I think they'll win this game. They'll win 30-10. They win by 20 points. Then for the 4 o'clock games, 4:05 on CBS, I'll go with the 49ers crushing the Cardinals. I'll go with 42-10. They destroy them bigly. Washington Commanders at LA Rams, 4:05 on CBS. The LA Rams win, stay in the playoff race. Beat Washington. I'll go with 27-17. They win by 10. Then Cowboys at Bills could be the game of the day. Bills will find a way at home. Nana fans, Bills will win against the hot Cowboys. The Cowboys have been red hot as well. I think Josh Allen and the Bills will get it done, and they'll find a way to win at home. If it was in Dallas, I'd give the Cowboys the advantage, but I think the Bills will get it done. Josh Allen's been playing red hot. Bills win a high-scoring shootout, 34-31, save the playoff race. And then Sunday Football 8:20 NBC, we'll go with Ravens beating the Jaguars, who they won a thrilling game in overtime. The Ravens last week against the Rams, but I think the Jaguars will continue to struggle. They'll lose at home on Monday Night Football. Ravens win. I'll go with 37-30. They win by 7. And then Monday Night Football flexed into this game. Eagles 10-3, lost 2 in a row, badly to the Cowboys and 49ers. They will play at the Seattle Seahawks, 8:15 on ESPN and ABC. I'm going to go with the Eagles to bounce back. And the Seahawks are a tough team. Can't take them lightly. And the rest of the Eagles' schedule is against like the Cardinals and 2 against the Giants. They should be able to do okay and still win that division title over the Cowboys. But the Eagles got to try to win out now. Eagles bounce back, and they'll beat the Seahawks. I'll go with 27-20. They win by a touchdown over Seattle on the road in Seattle. So again, my picks are My picks, are my picks are Raiders over the Chargers, Bengals over the Vikings, Steelers over the Colts, Lions over the Broncos, Falcons over the Panthers, Browns over the Bears, Packers over the Bucks, Dolphins over the Jets, Giants over the Saints, Texans over the Titans, Chiefs over the Patriots, 49ers over the Cardinals, Rams over Washington, Bills over Cowboys, Ravens over Jaguars, Eagles over the Seahawks. Have a great week and take care of the DJ Roscoe Sports Show.